Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing this ombre yin yang design. I used to do this a lot back in like high school. So to start off, I'm going in with Riverwalk by Madame Glam and painting all of the nails with that. I only did one coat of this because I am going in with pigment powders. After I got all the nails painted with this, I cured it for 60 seconds. When I used to do this, I would sponge on my ombre. So I'd put the two colors on like a makeup sponge and then sponge that onto the nail. But I wanted to try it doing it a little bit differently this time. So I decided I was going to try doing the ombre with the pigment powders, and I decided to do it like this because in my rainbow chrome blob design, I did ombres with the pigment powders, and I was really liking how it was looking ombre with the pigment powders. And on it, personally for me, ombreing with gel polish is a little bit difficult, and I haven't quite figured out the best way to do that for me yet. So I decided to give it a try on ombreing or doing this design with the pigment powders versus using gel polish. So like I said, I'm going to be using these pigment powders to do the ombre, and to apply them, I'm going to be using this brush that I got from like Target a couple years ago for like $2 or something. So for this design, I am just doing two colors. I'm doing blue and pink. And right now I'm starting out with adding the blue onto the nail first, but then later on I start by adding on the pink first. I felt like it was easier to add on the lighter color first versus adding on the darker color. But anyhow, I just dab on the pigment powders onto the nail. I haven't wiped off the sticky layer off the nails. That is how I am getting the pigment powders to stick onto the nail. I have seen people apply matte top coat to their nails and then use the pigment powders. I personally had never had any success in doing that, so that is why I just stick the pigment powders right onto the sticky layer. So I'm just dabbing them on and blending them out to get that ombre look. Looking back now, I probably should have included purple in there too to help with that like pink to blue transition, so it wasn't so like harsh of a line. I felt like the blend didn't work out very well, and you could definitely tell where the blue and the pink ended versus it blending out and making a nice purple color. So if you do this, I recommend if you're doing the blue and the pink to add the purple there in the middle to help blend it out a little bit. If you're doing blue and yellow, add the green there in the middle to help blend it out a little bit. You know, whatever two colors you are using, have a middle color there to help blend them, mix them a little bit. You can also take the two colors that you are using and mix those two together to get your middle color if you need to. Also, when I was filming, I didn't realize that I was out of frame a lot, so I did try to cut out all of the like spots where you can't see me doing anything, but a lot of this is still kind of a little bit out of frame, and I apologize for that. Also, I've mentioned this in the past few videos, to just ignore my nails because they are stained pretty badly from my hair. My hair is dyed with semi-permanent dyes, and it just is bleeding and staining everywhere. So we're just gonna pretend like they don't look like that. After I got all the pigment powder on, I went in with my LGN matte top coat and top coated all of the nails just to protect the pigment powders when I go in with my nail art. In case I mess up, I can easily wipe off my nail art and not worry about wiping off any of the pigment powders. And after I got it all applied, I did cure for 60 seconds. Now I'm just taking a liner brush and Riverwalk and drawing on the yin yang. So I'm just starting out by drawing like an S shape down the nail, and then I fill in one side of that with Riverwalk. And then after I get that done on all of the nails, I did go ahead and cure for 60 seconds. And I did only do one layer of Riverwalk on top of the ombre. I felt like it was good enough to hide or cover up all of that and you couldn't see it through, so I didn't go in with that second coat. After I got all the white on, I went in with a dotting tool and dotted on the white dots onto the ombre side, and then I went ahead and cured that for 60 seconds. And then I took my dotting tool and dotted on a white dot onto the white side, so that way I could use the pigment powders to do a little bit of ombre on there to match up with the colors from the other side. Now, I made the mistake of not wiping the nail off with alcohol before doing that dot, so all of the white was still sticky, so the pigment powder was sticking to everything, so I did end up having to go back in once I was finished and clean up around that dot with some alcohol. And then once that was done, I went in with my LGN shiny top coat and top coated all of the nails and then cured them for 60 seconds. And this is how they came out. I really like this design. I think it's a super fun, quick and easy design to do. Honestly, anyone can do it, even beginners. So if you are a beginner and you're not that great with nail art, this is something that you can do. You don't even have to do the ombre like how I did it in this video. You can just sponge it on like how I've done in previous videos doing ombres, or you can do where you add the two colors and blend it out with like an ombre brush or whatever. However you typically do your ombres, you can do it that way. But if you want to use the pigment powders and do your ombre with the pigment powders, then obviously you can do that too. And you can do really any color combination that you want to do. I've done the blue and pink before. I've done blue and green. I think I've done blue and purple. I tend to stick with like blue and something because I really like blue. So I tend to do colors that go well with blue for some reason. I did one time attempt to do a rainbow, but that ended up being way too many colors and it just wasn't really working out very well for me, so I did end up scrapping that and just went with like a blue and some other color or something. I think that was when I did the blue and green actually. But anyhow, like I said, there's so many different color combinations you can do. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.